Hello, my YouTube family and friends. I pray that everyone is having a blessed Thursday morning. For some reason, on yesterday, I kept thinking yesterday was Thursday. Not really so much, but it was just in my mind it was Thursday. So, and quickly I was reminded it was Wednesday. So, I don't know what that was about. But anyway, again, I pray that everyone's having a blessed day today. Thus far, I know the day is just getting started. Well, it is for me. It's 8:24 here, so I know some of you all are on different time zones. So it may be 10, it may be 11, 12. I'm not for sure. But anyway, I'm just thankful. I'm very thankful. But I wanted to just hop on here and bring some more words of encouragement to a lot of times I know the Lord has been revealing to me a lot of things, not only in my dreams, but in my if I pay attention in my physical, in my wake life, and so in the physical realm. And so a lot of times how you'll maybe reach out to somebody through text or email or something like that, and maybe it'll take them a long time to respond, something like that. So I look at that differently now. I'm like, okay, so why didn't they respond right away? Like I responded to, but it's not a tip for tap thing. It's not what I'm saying here. I'm saying, it seems like the delay was for a reason. It seemed like it was for God's purpose. So anyway, this has happened to me multiple times since we've been in our new season. And I'll text somebody, like I'll give you an example. I met someone, it was a young lady. She was probably young enough to be my daughter. I met her in a department store here. We just started talking. Me and my youngest daughter, I was in Target. I was purchasing her items for school, her upcoming senior year. And so it was so crowded in that Target that day. And of course, this was back in I think it was back in early part of August. But anyway, we went on this aisle. I forget the aisle we were on, but I think it was the one where the notebooks and stuff were at. And so she was just standing there, like it seemed like she was in the way. But I really honestly believe God wanted me to talk to her and minister to her and her to me as well. But so she something was going on with her leg. She was on a crutch like thing, or her foot or something. And so anyway, I can't remember how it all initiated, but anyway, we ended up talking about she said, I think she said she thought I was a teacher. And I said, no. I said, we're just here getting my daughter supplies for school. And then we went on just talking about whatever. But she was just literally standing in the aisle. And I was like, because my first thought, I was like, why is she just standing here? Because it was like kind of hard to get by if you had a cart with, buggy. But anyway, I assumed, I said, well, maybe it's for a reason. So, and it was. So we ended up talking about Jesus, and I told her what happened, with my late husband. We just talked and talked. I think we stayed in that aisle for about maybe, 30 minutes, 40 minutes, something like that. Because my daughter, she left the aisle and went to get some more items and came back. And I remember her saying, when we got in the car, she said, Mom, you were standing there talking that long? I was like, yeah. Because, when I'm talking about Jesus, there's no time limit. And I just get lost. I get lost in the conversation and everything. I love it. And so anyway, it's good conversation. So we talked, and then we ended up exchanging numbers. And so, she was telling me about she was married, things like that. So we just seemed like it was just a really, everything was going good. And so, well, to my surprise, she called me, or she was texting me. And she said, yeah, we should get together, for some tea or something like that. Because I told her I didn't drink coffee. And so she said, yeah, that'll be great. And like I said, this young lady was young enough to be my daughter. And so she was telling me about her husband. And we were just talking. And I really believe the whole purpose of that meeting her was to let her know about marriage, because she did say she had been, I believe she said she had been seeking unto God about her marriage since they were so young. And she asked me, she said, can you give me what's some advice you can give me? And so I was just so excited about that. You don't hear that every day, that question. So I just immediately started telling her about what happened. And I think I told her, it's been a while ago, so I'm trying to remember. I think I told her to be forgiving and to be understanding or something like that. I can't exactly remember what I told her, but I remember when I was telling her that, I felt it so strongly in my spirit into communication. And I was just telling her, a lot of the things that I had experienced in my 21 years of marriage. So anyway, I believe that was the sole purpose of me and her top meeting. It was just for that. And so God works like that. He really does. A lot of times we're looking for this more and more and more. And God said, that's all I wanted you to do. That's all I wanted you to say. And it goes on like that. He'll use somebody else, the next person, to do, plant a seed. So, I look at it like that. But what I'm getting to is that I was, real excited about, because I was, I love fellowship. And so I was like, okay, me and her could meet one Saturday and have tea and maybe some, I don't know, cake or whatever, maybe go somewhere to a restaurant. I didn't know. So I was just really kind of looking forward to that, but it never happened. And so I believe God did not want it to happen. And, I'm learning to not push things. When God, it's almost like he's saying, that's it. That's enough. No more of this. You've done what I needed you to do for this particular person or a situation. No more. Because anything else, it's not, I'm not going to bless it. So, it's almost like that. So anyway, she, sweet young lady, she texts me. And she asked me because she called me. And so she called me. And come to find out, excuse me, I got gum in my mouth. But she come to find out, she was asking me about some type of pyramid scheme thing or something. And see, that's what I'm talking about. It went from, that pure, when me and her were talking in that store, went to something. You see how things change so fast. So that's why we got to be very careful how we tread when we're walking with the Lord. And so, you can get into a big mess. You can get into danger. You can get into deceive. You can be deceived. The enemy can just slide on in. And so she, so anyway, we talked on the phone, and she asked me, was I looking to, because I was thinking, well, how did it get to this, and because I was looking forward to hanging out, going somewhere and having tea, and I wanted to talk some more about Jesus. But I don't think she even brought that up again in that conversation. And when she called me, and she was just going on and on about how her and her husband had this business and this and that. And so she gave me the information, and because she knew, I told her in the store I was eating healthy and eating better. And she said, oh yeah, so she was sending me stuff about that, and all the stuff that she was sending me was quite expensive to order, so that I wasn't interested anyway from that point. But anyway, it just went on, and I was just thinking, like, how did this go from talking about Jesus to now you're trying to get me to come along with your business? And there's nothing wrong with that, but that's not God's plan. That's not what he wanted me to do. So anyway, she after she saw that I wasn't fully interested, she said, well, I'll let you go, because we stayed on the phone just for a little bit. And she said, email me, or no, she said, text me and let me know, or call me and let me know. So I never called her. So that's been probably some months ago now. But my point in sharing that is that I said that to say this, is that again, we have to be so very careful. I've had that happen to me so many times, and I'm like, how did it go from one thing to another? But see, that's just, like I said, that's just how the enemy works. And if it doesn't make sense to us, if it doesn't add up correctly, it's not right. Just think about it. Think about it for a little bit, and it's just not right. It's not what you're supposed to be doing. Anything that God has His hand in is smooth. It's no kinks in it. It's just smooth sailing, and it's gonna be, it's not gonna be difficult. And so anyway, like I said, she was just going on and on and on, and I'm like, I don't even really know you all like that for me to be giving you. And then I think she was saying, I think at one time she was saying, you could come over to our place where we live and discuss it or something like that. And I was thinking, no. I have a thing too about that. If I don't know you like that, and we're in a new state, I don't do that. I think I shared this before, where a lady was, it was so persistent. It was almost scary. And she, this was like last year. Me and her went out, met to have lunch, and her husband, me and her both are widows, or at least we were. I don't know if she's still a widow, but we were then. She was then, and so we talked. Just had a good talk. I cried, and she was encouraging me, and over the lunch, and just had a really good lunch. And I think she paid for the lunch, because I was prepared to pay for it, but I think she paid for it. I can't remember. But anyway, it's been a while ago. But anyway, it was just a blessed lunch. God was there in the midst. And she had texted me one day or one evening, and I think it was on like a Saturday or something. It may have been through the week. I can't remember. But it's like she was just on edge to get me over to her house. And I didn't like that, because she said, yeah, because I think we were planning to go grab some food at some restaurant, like dine in. And she said, yeah, I think she said plans have changed or something like that. And she said, just can you come over to my house? I got a few people over here. And I was just, like I said, I didn't like how persistent she was. I'm like, why are you so persistent? And so it was just how she worded the text. And so I'm thinking, well, first of all, I don't even know you like that, so be coming over your house. And then you're speaking of, you have friends. I don't even know these people that you have. And I'm not paranoid, you all, but you have to be so careful. You have to be so very careful. People are out. The devil is so busy, and he will use anybody that will allow him to use them. There's a lot of people that are not in Christ, and that some of them doing stuff that they don't even realize they doing. And I'm not making an excuse for them, but it's the truth. They think they're doing something right, and the enemy's just running rampant in their life. So we have to let's think, and so back in the day, I would have been over her house in a heartbeat. But I'm like, since I'm in this new walk in my walk with Jesus, I don't have time for foolishness. I really don't. And foolery, any type of trickery. I have a life to live. I have a God to glorify. I don't have time for tricks. I don't have time for people trying to do things to me and my children. I don't have time for that. And I always ask the Lord, keep us away from evil people and evil things. Please, Jesus, please. And I know he does it. He's gonna keep doing it. But anyway, yeah, she just went on and on about that. And in the text, come over here. We having a get together. And I'm like, no, I'm not coming over there. And so I just deleted the text. And after that, I didn't really have no more contact with her. It was just like, it was so weird. After that, we just it fell off the little, talk. And I believe it was just mainly for me to meet her, tell her what happened in my life. And she had kept going on and on about how she believed that the Lord was telling her to move to another new place, like a new state. So I believe that was to encourage her with that. And that was it. Like I said, a lot of times, we're looking for something more, like, okay, we're gonna hang out, we're gonna do this, we're gonna be friends. No, God is our friend. God said no. That person, he sees the person's intentions. He sees how they're living. He sees how he has you. So he's like, no, you're not doing that. I'm not gonna allow it. I'm gonna cut it off. And so that's why I'm saying be very careful, because when God cuts people out of our lives, or he gives us signs or alerts or whatever, and we still walk on through, then that's on us after that. Because he's like, I've already told you. I'm trying to stop you. I am. I'm putting up blockages. I'm putting up, speed bumps in the road. Slow down, pay attention, and you still don't do it, then that's on you. That's on you. You can't blame anybody but yourself. So, again, please pay attention. When God is giving you signs about a person, and he's trying to let you know how this person is. A lot of times I used to be so blind to what God was showing me. I wanted to do things my way. I literally wanted to do it, and if it didn't go my way, I would make it go my way. And God said, okay, I got my hands off of this. Since you want to do it your way, I'll let you do it your way. And we're going to see how that works out for you. And it never worked out because I want to do it my way. So, don't push it. If you feel God is trying to show you, or is showing you something and about a person, don't push it. Because a lot of times God don't want us hanging out with people. When he's molding us and making us into who he's created us to be, he don't want us hanging out with people, because that person could very well be a bad influence. They could be secretly I'm not being whatever, but it's true. They could secretly be an alcoholic. They could be, it could be something in their life that they're doing that he's delivered you from, and then you that's why he's saying no. I don't want you around that person. I don't want you hanging with that person. You don't know. I don't want you doing that. So we have to be sensitive to the Holy Spirit, because he's with us, but he warns us. But don't be don't be just trying to force things, just because that's what we want. Don't do that, because there's danger in that. And like I said, a lot of times people, they come across like, oh, this person is really, they're pretty good, pretty nice, and it could look so nice on the outside. And then when you start like hanging, maybe not hanging out, but you could just have a one-time encounter with them, going to lunch with them or something, and then they using all type of profanity, and you're like, what? Is this the same person? So, people, they can have their mask on for so long, and then it has to come off. It eventually has to come off, because the thing about wearing a mask, when you're trying to fool people and trick people, you get tired. You're gonna get, if you're human, you're gonna get tired of that. You're gonna get tired of trying to do a certain thing so somebody will like you. If that's not how you truly are, that's temporary. You're gonna get so tired of doing that. So the mask is gonna eventually drop off. It is. So that's what I'm talking about. Be careful. Be careful who you're hanging around, who you're texting. And like I said, a lot of times people can paint a pretty picture for you. You like, okay, this is my buddy. And same thing with people at work. People come across. I have a big thing with that. I have since I work for Blue Cross, I have a huge thing about that work stuff. Work friends. I'm like, you're just my coworkers. I just work with you. If you choose to tell me anything about your life, that's a bonus for me, I guess. And if I choose to, share with you anything, that's encouragement I'm giving. But other than that, we're not hanging out. We're not meeting up. We're not doing none of that. Because no, it's gonna always. In my opinion, that always ends bad. And not when I say bad, I mean, people. Sun shining, y'all. The person get mad at you about something, and It be, you know, it's happened to me before, so I know what to do and what not to do. So again, be mindful of what God is showing you, what God is revealing to you. Pay attention. And when somebody texts you or email you or call you and you haven't heard from them in a long time, just pray for them and ask God to reveal things about that person to you before you hurry up and call them back or something. Because again, we have to be careful. We have to be careful. So I pray that this video blesses somebody's somebody somewhere. And I pray that you all have a great rest of your day, or in this day, because it's just starting here. But I just pray that the Lord continues to bless you abundantly. May you have a blessed and most amazing day in Jesus. Bye bye.